Yes.
So, because he left, let's recap. Basically, you, in option one, you want access to everything. You sort of, as you, in your own words, you said you wanted to run everything from the shadows,
So
correct?
please tell us what we have to deliver to you. And don't be vague and say control.
For
What do you
everything, just
what do
Typically, how
you
this
specifics.
goes.
define as
Listen,
control?
listen, guys. Typically, how this goes is control of the server box, the Archon, whatever host you're using. Those credentials would either be accommodated to where Dis would have his own account to be able to log in with full access to those, or you'll have to forfeit your own credentials for that. Now, that doesn't mean that you would have to forfeit your personal information. You wouldn't be required to forfeit your personal emails or any login of any sorts for that. Nor would you be required to forfeit any of your credit card information. Um, but you will. This will have to have full control of the server, full FTP server box access, as much access as you have.
All
Okay.
right.
And what does he intend to do with it?
It's a matter of whatever I want. You have to understand that communities like the Spire, like Lazarus, like Hostel, like various sub-communities within Taco and Banana, they only fell apart because they decided to stop following the rules. And so long as I have my access, I have my fun, nothing is going to go wrong. At the end of the day, your server will still, be running as you go to bed at night. It'll be there when you wake up. I don't have intentions to break it. I don't have intentions to ruin what you guys have worked hard on. I only want to have, my own sort of fun with it.
Right.
What do you intend to do with it? Please outline what your
Well,
sort of
there's no
fun has
telling
to do.
at the beginning. I mean, it could be anything. It could be
Oh,
from
and
changing
if I
certain
may,
content aspects.
I would
Sorry?
really appreciate it if you would stop making idle threats about how you have, quote, destroyed other civilizations. That would be
It's not
great.
other
But I
civilizations,
have.
but other communities. He has destroyed them from the inside. You can see this evidence by the previous staff rosters of Spire and Lazarus, where he was a member and a director for a long time, and that was when everything was going fine and he had access. This is why he is known to have the map. This is why you were directed to Dis. Um,
I'm
this
sorry,
is
this was directed to us, not the other
okay.
way around.
Whichever way it happened.
So,
I'm here now, and I'm your problem. And you have to understand that in the real world, you can make threats when you have this thing called leverage, which I do. And, I think probably the best example of where you and I stand right now is, just go ask your friend Johnny Guitar and ask how he's doing emotionally and financially. Because, Lazarus went down a very long time ago. And I promise you that the wound is still open in that case. And I don't want to do anything mean. You're two nice guys. So that's why I laid things out very simple.
Yeah, and
Shaman,
I mean, let
please
this be a
refrain from
warning.
laughing.
I'm sorry.
Lazarus was a reaction to the actions that Dis took at Spire. It was an attempt to circumvent the the things that Dis was putting in place to gain his control, and it was gone within a month. Lazarus was up no longer than a month. You can ask Johnny. You can confirm with any of your sources that you've talked to, if you've talked to anyone really. Um, I
Now
mean,
you
this
have
this was complete takedown because they tried to circumvent the legal battles,
now
and it's
listen.
crippled them ever since.
I am the smartest person you will ever meet in Gary's Mod Roleplay. But if you think that I'm alone, oh, you are quite wrong. And I promise that it's not just me. It's not just Norzone. That's why I just want to be able to work things out now, before there's any problem.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that's gonna
So,
bring
let's
me
move
to
on.
step two. So,
Yes.
what do you consider shut the server down forever?
I want to see the server off the Gary's Mod server list. I want to see your Steam group wiped off the face of the earth, and I don't ever want to hear about you operating a Fallout roleplay server ever again. And don't try and change your names, because the moment I'm done with you, my game just continues. This is what I do for fun. And as soon as I'm done with you, I'm gonna move on to the next guy. And if you go and you change your name and you tell your friends to come play on this new server with a new name and a quote unquote new staff, it won't matter. Because eventually it'll come for you. I always do.
Could you please stop making this sound like it's a radio drama and more like an actual discussion? I would really appreciate that.
This is an actual discussion. You're mistaken if you think these threats are empty.
These threats, empty or not, are entirely dramatic.
When they really don't need to.
Okay, well, we're just trying to make sure you understand the gravity of the situation here.
Oh.
I mean, if
This
you
is
think
why
that's
we brought
funny
you to
or
the
something,
TeamSpeak.
then I mean, sorry?
Why we brought you to the TeamSpeak, because we very much understand the gravity of the situation.
We are taking this seriously.
Okay, then I expect you to take it seriously and not
So then
laugh
why
or
are
say
you-
that it's a drama or anything else like that.
Alright, continuing
understand?
on.
Right,
So,
let's continue.
on what grounds do we face any legal action from Bethesda and ZeniMax Media? Please explain this to the fullest extent of your legal knowledge. If you have done this before, then you should be able to convince me why I should be afraid of legal action. And please don't tell me because it's going to drain my wallet or because it'll be a lengthy, expensive legal battle. Please tell me on what grounds am I going to be dragged to court.
Okay, essentially you'd be facing violations of ZeniMax Media Incorporated and Bethesda Softworks intellectual property. They own the Fallout IP, as I'm sure you understand. I'm sure you've played their games. And when someone comes along and tries to recreate that, they have a claim to all of that, should they see it fit. Okay? Now, the content you're using, the content that's on your server, the canon that is established on your server that you allow your players to play within, okay, is all property of Bethesda and ZeniMax, because ZeniMax owns Bethesda, as you might be aware, okay? So, on those grounds, when a whistleblower such as Disc comes along, he can push that claim to them and allow them to take legal action based on the evidence that Disc presents.
You still have not told me what legal action. You have told me nothing that I don't already know. Yes, we are using Fallout content. On what legal grounds? We are not profiting off of it. We are not recreating
Really?
an experience. I would like to know
people
what
donating for special perks on
what
your server.
forms are they going to send me? What cease and desist are they going to send me? What, where, and how?
That's
You are
out of our
being
control.
incredibly
That's
vague.
not for us to say.
So you are threatening
Well-
me with a whistleblow and not much more.
Hold
Absolutely,
on.
but
Hold on.
action
You guys
has
have
been
done this in the
taken.
past. So
Yes.
you guys have an idea of what has happened in the past. So tell us,
Absolutely.
because you guys obviously know what ZeniMax Media Incorporated or whatever companies in the past have sent cease and desist. What other things have they done? What would we be facing if we were some other group you had already quote unquote conquered?
Okay. Well, I don't know the details of it because I'm not an attorney. I don't know these things. So I'm not working for ZeniMax or for Bethesda, and neither is Dis. We're not their legal counsel by any means. But we have the tools to give their legal counsel a winning argument and to get money from it, essentially, which is where their interest in these cases come from. So, essentially, you're going to start with DMCA orders, takedowns for your server, your websites, anything else that you have that's related to the community. You'll get DMCA takedowns. Now, if your content is not taken down, which is, of course, our second option, shutting down the server forever, then you will face a legal battle. The details of which I'm not really sure, because when we've done this in the past, We're never part of the legal process. We're only the eyes and ears that
You
initially
could say
report.
that the people who are probably are unable to disclose the details, just because I don't think that those legal battles are over. But I could imagine that it would probably consist of a letter in the mail notifying you about your summons to court, likely in another state. But I mean, if the stars align and you happen to be in the same place, then you might have a shorter drive. But the fact is that if you decline or you don't meet the demands of the initial cease and desist, then you set yourself up for something that's even worse than me. And as I said, this is a game, but there are people who make this sort of thing their livelihood, and they will fight so much harder than I will. So I think that we should just stop this before it ever even gets to that point, because there's a very easy way out.
Well, from how I understand this, assuming that I am believing what you say, if we do not hand over control of the server to you, you will have a legal corporation come and tell us to take the server down.
Absolutely.
It's just the way the world works.
I would much rather say, okay, we'll take it down to Bethesda, than say, okay, take control of the server.
And I wholeheartedly agree with that sentiment.
That is utter ridiculous. That anybody with half a brain could see the intimidation tactics that you are trying to use. You are not dealing with the 16-year-old high school freshman, sophomore silence. We know what we're doing, and please take legal action. I will be the first to say, okay, ZeniMax, okay, Bethesda, we'll stop. But I absolutely will not hand you any reins because you threaten to blow the whistle on me. So by all means, please.
You're right when you say that you're not the 16-year-old high school freshman, because you're not. I understand that. You're a 16-year-old who, in response to a lack of a social life, has generated this new persona, or a FURSONA, I think, as many of us call it. And you have to understand.
Sorry. I don't mean any disrespect with that laugh, but
No, you should laugh because it is funny. It's very funny, and I think that you're weak.
So now that you've lost control of the situation,
so
you
sad
result to
that
petty
you
insults.
are
That
going
is
to have
wonderful.
to learn the lesson that past friends of mine have had to learn, because you were young. You don't deserve this. Johnny's a grown man now. He's like 23. He can take care of himself. He understood what he was getting into. But were I your age, and were I about to set myself up for this, I would be so sad to know the world of pain that I was setting up my parents for. Because, see, the thing is the first thing that's going to happen is the DMCA is going to come through the mail. And on one hand, your parents are going to be wondering what's going on, and that's going to be enough problems. But what happens when your parents come down hard, and soon they figure out that their son thinks that he's a horse? That your son wants to give people the reins?
Okay, I think we've
What's
heard
gonna-
enough.
So
You have to understand.
yeah, I feel that we've gotten enough information to make a rational and well-informed decision. We will by no means be responding to your threats, nor will we be giving in to your demands of giving you control. You may pursue sending ZeniMax Media Incorporated any information in an attempt to get them to send us a DMCA takedown, and if we get one of those, if we do, we'll see from there. But by no means will we be giving anything resembling control to either of you, or anyone associated with you.
Well, then I suggest that you go and you ask Johnny Guitar for his lawyer's phone number. Because Johnny Guitar didn't take me seriously either. And actually, Johnny Guitar, he thought he was a panda, not a horse. You have to understand there's a correlation between these things because, again, you're not like most people. And that's why I chose you, because you are like a parasite. And
Says the person who makes it their hobby to go around threatening servers with DMCA takedowns unless they give you control.
Do you not understand?
That is the most parasitic thing I have ever heard of.
I can do
I
whatever
have seen
I want.
whatever the hell Cellian was.
Listen, I can do whatever I want because I am smarter than you. Because I am richer than you. You will never be what I am.
Well,
and
if
maybe,
you're smarter and richer than us,
hold on,
do it.
Maybe if your God smiles on you and gives you the chance to even have a smidgen of the life that I do, you will understand why I live and do what I do. Because when you are powerful, when you are attractive, when you are on a terrifying level of intelligence, you can do whatever you want.
I have one last question before I conclude this meeting. Are you an atheist?
I am something beyond your comprehension because I, in and of myself, am a god.
All right.
And you are going to come to see that.
I
far
think
too
we
soon.
should give him a round of applause for his
Just-
wonderful performance.
Thank you for your presentation.
Yeah.
We will be moving on, and we await whatever DMCA takedown notice you are going to be placing in the mail.
This was
Until then,
a
I hope
very-
the two of you have a wonderful day, and I conclude this
a
meeting.
very
Jeremy?
nice exposition on just how adult trolls can be.
Jeremy, this is your last chance.
Jeremy?
I'm sorry, who of us is named Jeremy?
Neither of
I
us.
told
I
you,
know,
you
I know.
aren't
Brush
dealing.
it off. Brush it off.
You aren't
But the
dealing
fact
with
is-
silence anymore. Oh,
fact
I'm so
is-
scared. You got his first name from his PayPal. I don't care. What is
the
my
fact
name? What is
is-
Hoodie's name?
Is that, you know, Megan,
No?
she's going to see everything that I've compiled on you. Just as we've been talking, people have been working away from me.
Okay.
And suddenly,
I've
that
been
bridge-
recording this
that bridge
conversation
between-
too.
that bridge between the world where Jeremy is a horse and that world where Jeremy is a slightly overweight boy in geometry class are going to start to blur. And suddenly, Mr. Gilbert isn't going to look at you the same way.
I have no
And-
idea what
and
you are
whispers are
talking
gonna
about. I
And
have
soon you're gonna
actually no idea what you are saying.
Yeah, you've lost me.
We are both. None of us are named Jeremy. Hoodie's the only horse fucker in this room, and neither of us are in geometry class. I mean, I get the roundabout metaphor that you're going to try and infiltrate our personal lives and turn our friends and peers against us, but that's asinine.
they've already
First
done
and
that,
foremost,
haven't they?
that won't work
Because
for
they've
me,
already
and it won't
seen-
work for Shaman.
What you are.
Yeah, you. It's just
You
baseless
know, I
scare
never needed
tactic.
friends growing up because, you know, they could never keep up with me.
Okay,
Just like you.
This is
You
very
know,
entertaining, actually. Please keep
I
going.
remember that. Oh God, I remember I had someone named Casey, and he was just like you, you know, just like you. But you know, he always thought that he was so smart, but he never really understood. You know, I used to think that Casey and I were reading the same book, but you know, we were never on the right page. And so, you know, I got to know Casey. I got to know him a little more until we became friends. And then eventually Casey let me in. He opened a door to a world which he had kept secret from everyone but me. I was the first person the first person to walk that line that connected to once places that were once forbidden from each other, absolutely impenetrable. And I'll tell you that I would never let things be the same for Casey, because if I cannot enjoy my lolly, then I will not let him enjoy his ponies. And I made sure that everyone at Maplewood Middle School saw what he was.
This isn't a joke, okay?
Oh, this is a
Honestly,
very big joke.
I've tried to keep a professional tone when we were holding this meeting, but now that we've
You
descended
are so
into really just idle
beyond
threats, this
disrespectful.
This is
You know,
very,
I
didn't
am
ha-
beyond disrespectful.
You are worse
because
than my
you have
father.
given us no respect in
You are
return.
worse than my fucking father. You're worse than that shitbag who'd do nothing but fart all day and drink beers and fucking. You know, I bet that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna grow up. You're gonna become this fucking swollen mass like a drowned pig. You're gonna have man milk just pursing from your fucking white nipples, and you're gonna be praying that one day you have a son that wanted to love you like I wanted to love my father, Scott. It sickens me to even call him father. Just as it sickens me to call you a friend, Jeremy.
Neither of us are named Jeremy.
No, he
and
knows that.
Neither of us are your friend.
This has quickly become less of an interrogation and more of a
Yeah,
storybook
put on the
hour.
fucking Stonewall act, okay? We have your fucking information.
What is my
Okay.
information then? Please tell me.
I'm getting it right now.
Please tell me. What is my information?
I'm not gonna have it until tomorrow. I have my agent working on
All right then.
it. You think this is a fucking joke?
I
Yeah,
think I call
I
you
do.
on your bluff and you
I
have
know
nothing to do about it.
everything. Okay? I already know. You're probably a child porner looking man, and you're just taking a break. You're taking a break from looking at your child porn right now.
You're a fucking hacker who can't even hack his own bank account. That's
Where
what
have
you
we
are.
heard that
That's
before?
the metaphor.
Where have we heard
from
that
the first.
before? Yeah. So this
I'm
is
gonna-
quite rehearsed, isn't it? That's very
Mhm.
cute.
Rehearsed?
Yes.
Rehearsed.
No,
This isn't-
but history
this isn't,
repeats
hold on,
itself.
Hold on. This isn't.
This is very rehearsed.
Oh no
I lost my
no!
page.
This isn't rehearsed. I quite appreciate all the improv you've been doing here at Dis.
God damn it. 1 sec.
I think he's flipping pages to his script.
No, I very much appreciate.
I won't be pushed around.
We're
by
not pushing you
children.
around. And
You think that
we're
you can
not
come into
children
my
either.
team speak and interrogate me?
Oh, he really does have a script, doesn't he?
He really does. All right, Shaman.
No,
once this is-
please let him keep going.
All right.
Ah, Jared Fogel, by my lights of thy mother's chungus, thou bringest the men milk to me. Thou suckle thy finest lips upon thy father's dripping teats.
Please continue. I'm very interested to see how this story goes.
You know, I haven't finished the script past that. I was planning to write another act, but you entitled motherfuckers
Hey,
thought
please
that you
come and
could
ask
bring
us
me
anytime you'd
into-
like some help writing this script. I could even give you some better places to perform it that don't require you to intimidate people. I mean, really, have you ever considered voice acting? Because it's very, very convincing. Had we already not figured you out, had Silence been here to this, I have no doubts that he would have been convinced. But it's been quite a ride. I'm not going anywhere. Hellion doesn't
You
want to
haven't
be here
seen
anymore.
shit yet.
You
Okay.
haven't seen a thing. And you
Oh,
won't
I remember
see-
what you said. You remind me of a White Reaper. That's
Oh,
what I
God.
was thinking
Is that
of.
something from an anime or?
No, if I remember correctly, that's from
Oh,
Overwatch.
please don't pretend you don't know that that's from Overwatch.
You know, I
Anyway,
don't
I'm
indulge
gonna mute
in
my
games
mic.
that are designed for little pea brains like yours. I prefer more high-minded interactive media. Have you ever heard of Katawa Shoujo? Because you probably haven't. Because it's a little far above someone like you. Little someone like you with a 7-Eleven big gulp in one hand and their little mushroom tip in the other while they look at a picture of Rainbow Dash. I'll tell you what, I'm going to come back here. And I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be prepared. I'm going to have a portfolio written. And I'm going to have an offer that you can't refuse. It's going to be an offer. I'm going to mail it to your house, Jeremy. I'm going to send it to you. And when you open this offer up, you're going to look at it. And you're going to have hot cum coming out of your little mushroom tip. Hot cum all over your keyboard, all over the screen. It's going to be spewing hot cum, Jeremy. And you're not going to be able to even understand the offer that I wrote, because you're just going to be coming so hard.
So, did
And that's going to be an offer that you can't
you
refuse.
just found Silence looking around on different forums and stuff, right? Looking for this map, and you just decided, I don't know this guy, so I'll walk in here and do this.
I didn't find you. You found me.
Right.
Oh, we have the content.
Silence was looking around for the map. That's all I really know. But I was just wondering how this came to be.
Well, you're going to
It's
have
kind
to
of
just
cute.
stay secluded to your little CS desert, because
I
by the
personally
time
quite
you
like
get-
the map.
by the time you get this map, it's not going to matter. The real world, the world that you knew, where you could come home, you could power on that Dell Studio laptop, and that you could disappear into your own little world where you had purple fur and a tail that slit between your legs, that's going to be gone.
Second
And you're
life
going
is
to be in
always
a
an
new
option.
world of paperworks and textbooks, motherfucker. A world where you can't take a shit without wondering about the legal repercussions of, if I got up right now and took that shit, what would happen? What would they say? And I will tell you what they will say. They will say the most defamatory, horrible things about you by the time that me and my people are done. I want you to do a Google search, and I want you to find someone who is going to serve as the perfect example of
I've
what you're
got
going to
Google
become.
open right now. Go ahead.
All right. His name is Pedo Poop.
I'm not Googling that. But point quite made.
Yeah, you're never, ever you're gonna miss the days where you got made fun of by children on your dark RP server. You're gonna miss the days where you sat around and someone didn't donate 25 cents so that they could have a purple pony avatar be a few megapixels bigger on your forums. You're gonna wish that when Big Daddy Dis came into your little team speak, that you just
Oh,
listened
I'm
to
sorry.
him.
I thought this was your team speak.
It's going to be. Just like everything else that you own.
Well, I really do appreciate the dramatic acting. I think you're a fantastic actor. And whether you have a script in front of you or not, it really doesn't impress me any less. I'm very serious. I think you should consider voice acting.
I'll tell you what. Let's make a deal right now. Send me a picture of your cock and I'll never bother you again. This can all be over.
Well, I'll let Hoodie go for that one.
Yeah, kick me. My name is Lolly Lover 6497. It's my birthday.
No, I mean, that's not surprising.
You know, I may live inside the body of a 15-year-old kid, but I am a man wise beyond my years. Did I just hear a toilet flush? Is that really
No,
how you
that would be
feel?
my roommate
that-
moving around in the back room.
Your roommate. Let me talk to your roommate.
You're not talking to my roommate.
Let me speak to your roommate, because I have an inkling, a suspicion, a little bit of intuition that your roommate is actually your mother.
He's not my mother. Nick, say something.
Something.
Oh, does Nick think that he's a horse too? Because he doesn't sound like a horse. He sounds like a fox to me. And I'll let you know that I love my little fox boys.
I'll let Hellion take you
I
up on
love
that
to
one.
love to bite on that little fluffy tail.
You guys put your fursuits on and fuck each other.
Again, that would be Hellion. Or, sorry, Hoodie.
I
not
think
me.
it's quite clear that I've won this battle, so I'm going to leave and leave you here crippled.
All right,
as
round of applause.
victorious
Please join
as
in.
I always am, because disillusion always gets his man.
Yeah.
Very well
Expect
done.
DDoS attacks
Very
on the
well
server
done.
in the next 24 hours.
Okay, we will.
Everything is going my way, and once again I am victorious, and you join the losers circle.
All right.
So have fun, hot dog water, and I will
Sayonara.
see you in detention, Jeremy.
Have
Goodbye, faggot.
User disconnected from your channel.